Okay. Last two obedience today, right? Right? Did Burns do that? Right, that was the last two obedience today? Sweet. Okay, first up is Katie and Maya. Free healing. Obviously the dog shows very nice attention and position throughout the entire thing. Very, very slightly she kicks and then gets back, and then kicks and gets back. And then the first about is correct. Then as you get, after the about, she comes up a little bit and drives, she starts to hop a little bit. She needs to stay all 4 feet on the ground. And then she's slightly crowding in the back. The slow is correct, the normal is correct. Both right turns are good. And then after the second right turn, again, she starts to hop a little bit. Second about is correct, the halt is good. The left turn going into the group is good, but then after the right turn again, some about when she loops around, she starts to hop a little bit. She gets up. But overall, it's a very good exercise. Sit out of motion. The basic is correct, the build-up is good. She reacts very fast to the command, but she never sits until you actually start to come back to her. She's hovering about that high, and then when I wave you back and you start walking back, then she relaxes down into the sit. She needs to go into the sit and hold it much faster. The return is correct, it's a good. Down with recall, the basic is correct, the build-up is good, the dog goes down very fast. Then before the recall, she flexes one time, she should be slightly calmer. She comes very fast, the front is correct, and the finish is nice and straight. It's a high, very good. Stand while running, the basic is correct, but you only take 8 paces in the build-up. Then you give her the command, and she locks right up. Zero steps after the command, 0 steps after lockup. She comes nice and fast on the recall, she's correct in the front, and the finish, it's a high, very good. Retrieve on the flat, the basic is correct, the throw is good, the dog is out with good speed, but then should pick it up a little more directly. She goes past it and picks it up on the way back, and then she needs to have more power returning to you. The front is correct, the hold is good, the release is correct, and the finish is nice and straight. It's a very good. Retrieve over the jump, the basic is correct, the throw is good. I repositioned everyone, I repositioned her too. Look, I read the rules again last night. In one section of the rule book it says you must be at 5 paces, and in another section of the rule book it says you must be a minimum of 5 paces. So what I'm saying is you got to be within 1 meter of that line until our U.S.A. rule book comes out and clarifies it. Okay, so anyway, retrieve over the hurdle. The basic is correct. The jump out is correct. The pickup is nice and clean. The jump back is correct. She's slightly crooked in the front because she kind of came around. The hold is nice and firm. The release is correct and the finish is there. It's a low excellent. Retrieve over the wall. The basic is correct. The throw is good. The climb out is good. The pickup is correct. But then she looks up and sees somebody in the blind, kind of loses her mind and comes around. The front is correct. The hold is nice and firm. The out is correct, and the finish is nice and straight. It's insufficient. Send out with down. The basic is correct. The build-up is good. She goes with a lot of speed. She downs very fast. She holds it nice and calm, and the pickup is correct. It's an excellent. And the long down is also an excellent without fault. Today it's a very good 90 points.
Good job.
Second guest already. It's only the first day. That doesn't happen usually until Sunday. Okay, then we have Rad and Ike, or Ike. Rad and Ike. Free healing. The dog shows nice attention and good power, but he's crowding severely to the point that he's inhibiting your ability to walk throughout the entire healing pattern, and he's crooked quite a bit as he's crowding you. The first about turn is nice. The normal is okay, but then he starts to hop a little bit in the fast. He needs to keep all 4 feet in the ground. The slow is correct. The normal's okay. The 2 right turns are correct. The second about turn, he stays a little kicked out. He needs to carry it all the way around a little better. The halt is correct, and the left turn in the group are also shown correctly. It's a low good. Sit out of motion. The basic is correct. He's crowding very much in the build-up, but then he's slow to sit. He should sit faster. He holds it calm as the handler goes downfield and returns. It's a high good. Down with recall. The basic is correct. He's crowding and forging in the build-up. The down, there's some handler help at the command. The dog comes very fast on the recall. The front is correct and the finish is correct. It's a high good. Stand while running, the basic is correct. He's crowding in the build-up. At the stand command, he takes 3 more steps before the lock-up. Then he locks up, and then as you're going downfield, he moves both back feet. The recall, he comes very fast. He's crooked in the front, and the finish is correct. It's a good exercise. Retrieve on the flat. The basic is correct, the throw is good, the dog goes out with good speed, he picks it up cleanly, he comes back with good speed, but he's not actually sitting in front. And then the hold should be firmer, the release is okay, and the finish is correct. It's a good. And then this is where the wheels start to fall off. Retrieve over the hurdle. The basic is correct, the throw is good, the dog goes out correctly, picks it up, comes back correctly, and as he's circling you, you give him here, here, bring. As soon as you give that fourth command, he's refused the exercise after 3, and you lose all 15. You gave 4 commands. It's a championship, brother. Retrieve over the wall. The basic is correct, the throw is good, the climb out is correct, the pickup is clean, climb back is correct. He slightly touches the handler with the dumbbell in front. He should hold it a little firmer. The release is correct and the finish is straight. It's a high, very good. Send out with down. The basic is correct. The build-up is good, but he must go a minimum of 30 paces. He doesn't go 30 paces and he turns around and comes back to you. So all 10 are gone. Long down is without fault today. It's an insufficient 65. 25.